A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. With me, Wadulo, Mark Arnold, and Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. And without further ado, these are our top stories tonight. The family is key to national stability. Pope Francis appoints Monsignor Lawrence Mukasa, Bishop of Kasana Luero Diocese. Stone quarry kills 2 in Kabale municipality. And multiplex blamed for delays in Ntungamo road works. All these in our news tonight. Thank you for joining us once again, and these are your news details. Now, President Yoweri Museveni met the Secretary General of the Organization of Educational Cooperation, or Sheikh Mansour bin Musalam, at Speak Resort Hotel Munyonyo, who briefed him on the mission and vision of the cooperation. The President welcomed the creation of OEC, a new international organization of countries from the Global South based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, whose objective is to work with and support member states to build balanced and inclusive education and economic systems based on solidarity, equity, and equality. The Secretary General, Mansour bin Musalam, informed the President of the mission and vision of OEC that is anchored on building balanced and inclusive education and economic systems that reflect local, national, and regional context priorities, which he described as the third way of development. To achieve this, he added, there is need to have a holistic and systematic approach of addressing the other sectors whose actions impact on education, such as sustainable agriculture, endogenous technology, food security, high-value industrialization, and sustainable financing. The Secretary General informed the President that Uganda is a founding member of the OEC, having signed the Universal Declaration of Balanced and Inclusive Education at the summit in Djibouti in 2022, and was represented by the former Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda. The Secretary General of OEC also congratulated Uganda for achieving a historical milestone of soon assuming the championship of the Nana Line movement. He, however, briefed President Yoweri Museveni on the forthcoming General Assembly of the organization to take place in Addis Ababa from the 27th to the 30th of June 2023, and delivered an invitation to the President. President Yoweri Museveni accepted the invitation and expressed his readiness to support the organization. The Secretary General was accompanied at the meeting by Mr. Julius Muchunguzi, a Ugandan national who was recently appointed to the organization as Under-Secretary General for Public Relations, and Mr. Hidayet Siplokan from Turkey, who is the Assistant Secretary General for the General Assembly Affairs. In more news, First Lady Janet Museveni has urged leaders to stand up for the family because it is basic for the stability of any society. She was officiating the 50 years marriage anniversary of Pastor Nicholas Wafula and Elizabeth at Kololo Independence Grounds, Kampala. Let's have a look.
It is my joy and my privilege and my pleasure to declare you golden husband and wife in the name of God the Father and God the Son and God the Holy Spirit. And
the founding pastor, Deliverance Church, Wafula Nicholas, and his wife, Elizabeth Wafula, have celebrated 50 years in marriage during a ceremony graced by the First Lady, Janet Museveni.
Thank you for accepting me. Thank you for enduring me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally.
The Regional Director, Peace and South Africa Development Associates International, Pastor Wafula Nicholas, attributes their success to love, forgiveness, putting Jesus at the center of their marriage and coping with adjustments.
The other thing that we have had to do, Mama, is to adjust. Is a watchword I normally tell those who are going to get married. The word adjustment will help your marriage. If you remain stiff and you don't want to adjust, you run in trouble.
The First Lady, Janet Museveni, applauded Pastor Wafula for imparting leadership skills among a number of Ugandans, citing the leadership curriculum course at Uganda Christian University, where she was a beneficiary.
Pastor Wafula introduced us to the leadership curriculum development by Development Associates International and guided us through the engaging material until we finally graduated in 2013. I must admit that this was a life-changing course for me, and it helped me meet some of the best people I now know as my good friends.
The First Lady urged couples to start with what they have and encouraged them to be generous.
Do not give up on each other. Do not despair in the first few years at the start of your journey. A home is built on love, but also on forgiveness and faithfulness. Hearts get broken, but they mend.
Bishop John Bosco Masinde from Deliverance Church of Kenya advised married couples to always have honest face-to-face conversations and desist from texts, social media communication, and outsourcing romance.
A contract is actually a document of mistrust. The reason someone asks you to sign on the dotted line is because they don't trust you. They don't trust you shall keep your word. It's 100% from each one of you. It's not a 50-50 partnership. Everybody in this marriage must be giving 100%.
The couple was blessed, commissioned and issued with marriage certificate of 50 years. I'm Nafka Farida and Abdunasir Wama in Kampala.
Well, think about that, a contract being a document of mistrust. Perhaps that's a golden nugget for you to take away. Anyways, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has welcomed Princess Zara Aga Khan and saluted her for her stewardship of the Aga Khan Development Network's health and education agencies. The First Lady met Princess Zara Aga Khan and officials from the Aga Khan University and the Aga Khan Development Network just before officially commissioning the commencement of the construction of buildings for the Aga Khan University Kampala campus and hospital at Nakawa in Kampala. The meeting held at the outpatients clinic constructed at the campus grounds was also attended by the Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, and the State Minister for Education, Dr. J.C. Muyingo. The First Lady said that the new Aga Khan University and hospital being established at Nakawa in Uganda is a blessing to the country and something to look forward to. She said the university campus and hospital project is so exciting, and she hopes that the excellent work methods and discipline of the Aga Khan Development Network will rub off the Ugandan people the right way. She added that Uganda will be grateful for the nurses and midwives that the university will produce. The First Lady thanked His Highness the Aga Khan for his contribution to Uganda over the years, which has enhanced the welfare of people. Princess Zara Aga Khan, who is also a member of the board of directors of the Aga Khan Development Network, said that it is wonderful to see their university project coming underway. She added that in this project, the Aga Khan Development Network intends to be a collaborator and partner with government and other providers in health care and education, and also gives much of their shared resources in terms of training, best practices and international experience in managing health projects, hospitals, medical education. She appreciated the cooperation and support from Uganda and said that they are enthusiastic about the project and will always be open for further guidance on how to develop the Teaching University Hospital. The Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, commended the Aga Khan Development Network for the very long journey walked to get the project to where it is now. On the other hand, the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. J.C. Muyingo, said that he admires the quality of work that is associated with the Aga Khan wherever they are, and he is already looking forward to the commissioning of the finished buildings of the university and hospital in the coming 2 to 3 years. In more news, Pope Francis has appointed the Vicar General of Chiinda Mitiana Diocese, Monsignor Lawrence Mukasa, as Bishop of Kasana Luwero. Father Lawrence Mukasa was born in Nawiri on 14th March 1957 and ordained a priest on 24th of June 1984 in Chiinda Mitiana. This Saturday, 29th of April 2023, Lawrence Mukasa has been appointed the new Bishop of Kasana Luwero, succeeding Bishop Paulo Semogerere, who is now the Archbishop Kampala Archdiocese. Father Lawrence Mukasa was until this Saturday the Vicar General Chiinda Mitiana Diocese. It is planting season in Karamoja sub-region. This is the time that every household is expected to be tending to their gardens. Area leaders are now mobilizing husbands to support their wives to till their land and tend their crops during this rainy season. Karamoja residents are optimistic that this year will have a good harvest as rains have intensified. Let's have a look.
It's a common belief in Karamoja that women have to bring food to the table as men are looking after the livestock. But the livestock have been reducing due to insecurity, and most men now spend their time taking alcohol or lying under the shade.
In Namaru, areas like Nakapiripiri, Abim, Karenga, the men go with their women to the gardens. But the rest, instead of going to the garden, now that the cows are not there, they are just lying under trees, loitering around and going where they can access some local brew.
Against plan, because when you have 2, 3, 4 women, because the women are the ones who go to look for food. When you don't have food in this family, you cannot steadily fail to get from all these other families.
As early as 6 a.m. in the morning, men and youth are busy riding bicycles to transport local brews to different destinations across the region. Some women and girls are also working in the mining areas, stone quarrying, and others are casual laborers in urban centers.
Problem with our people here, they don't know that yes, we can fight hunger through farming. Why? They have not taken farming seriously. They will come and look for quick money and then they'll go back home. But most of the time when they come to looking for job, I normally advise them to at least also do agriculture, because
they are telling us it is a good you have brought for us this thing. Fishing in the evening, when I take this 5,000, they buy some focho and some beans. They cook for children. But if you have not gone to dig someone's garden, you will not get anything, or you will not give children anything.
Karamoja sub-region has one long planting season, which normally begins from March, but most people fail to get good harvest due to climate change, like delay in rains, lack of farm inputs, among others. According to some people in Karamoja, men only use oxen to plow, and a woman do the rest of the work.
It's difficult to use oxen because of the insecurity. People are fearing to bring bulls to the villages, because once you bring bulls to the village, they will be able to get visited in the evening. Of course, people want to raid. So there's not much really involved in terms of the men, because they are not using the bulls to plow.
This is now the time of weeding. By that time, you find that it was only ladies now. There were ladies that could go for wedding only.
I wish. So go join us. If you have land, go and dig your land.
Some farmers say they need more security to expand their gardens.
Peace, because now currently we are all struggling for these small pieces of land within here. People cannot go far to the why we are the open land before the insecurity came in 2019 to today. So people need the peace at the first, so that everybody is able to really go to the garden at peace without fear.
Government to support these groups of the youth, for the disarmed youth, the one who brought back their guns peacefully. If there are some tractors, we could also support them to go and plow their gardens.
Residents say there is a need to sensitize men and youth in Karamoja to embrace crop production.
We have a lot of work as leaders to do, especially to change the mindset about agriculture. The turnout of people who have taken agriculture seriously is still very low. Most of the time, you see only women.
All the Karamojong youth, all the disarmed youth, and those youth who are still in bushes to go for agriculture. Because I've seen that when you cultivate and you have food, you find through this food you will buy your cows, you will buy your goats, you will marry if you want, you will educate your children. So I really encourage all the Karamojong to tell all the young people to go for agriculture, to go for cultivation, to go and grow food. Because now if you're...
Leaders explain their efforts popularizing crop production among the Karamojongs.
It's a dry season. You first go and do the mining activity. When it is time for now farming, like now this period, they first abandon the other part. They go and concentrate in farming.
Really talk to the men. We want to go to the radio, talk to the men. We encourage them. We know their participation will greatly contribute, because what we're talking about is that the food will be produced when everybody is involved, and we also encourage the men to have their own gardens.
At least you also, a father, you go to someone's garden. There you will learn how to dig. Next time you do also to your garden. That's why we have brought to them.
How much are they given?
For us, we give them at 5,000
per day.
Yeah.
Murata District Agriculture Officer Mark Lolly talks about the farming inputs received.
We had the sorghum, we had the 1,036 kilograms. We had maize equivalent to, we had the 24,000. We had 24,700 kilograms, and this we distributed to 6 rural sub-counties, 2 divisions which are within the municipality, and 1 town council.
Farmers are hopeful that this year they will get good harvest due to the predicted heavy rains. Farmers in Moroto grow crops like sorghum, green gram, groundnuts, among others. I'm Marinika, UBC News, Karamoja.
Now, all roads led to Namayingo district as General Muhoozi Kainerugaba movement, mobilization teams and structures for Busoga sub-region launched in the region this weekend. The event was presided over by the MK Army Chairperson Michael Mawanda and the MK Movement National Vice Chairperson for Western Uganda, Balam Barugahara.
The MK Movement team has continued to roll out its operations countrywide. This Saturday, the movement has been in Busoga sub-region, particularly Namayingo district.
He has been the field marshal of NUP in this region of Namayingo. Today he has been baptized. He is now a full general in MK movement. And he says,
the opposition you hear in Namayingo, 80% of it is created by the system. Like for example, the case point is, if we visited Idolo Islands today, Balam, and you listened to people, the inhuman treatment on the waters characterized by torture.
In Namayingo district, the MK movement chapter for Busoga sub-region has been commissioned.
Take this opportunity to commission and flag off MK Army Movement Busoga region.
Izira bukulembeze obutava Yoweri. Abaana bo bana b'obuwala n'ab'obulenzi balondeibwa okukola omulimu ogubagemesebwa.
We are launching right here, but we have offices in different villages, different districts.
Glad as MK movement that we are being embraced and welcomed wherever we go. We organized this in the past few days, and we wanted this launch to take place. And for now, Busoga has been launched, and Busoga is ready to move. The support is unlimited.
So we have commissioned them, and they are ready to work. Nobody will touch them, and we shall continue singing the word of the movement.
Among the day's activities was also the launch of the monthly general cleaning exercise as directed by the movement's national chairperson, General Muhoskani Rugaba.
And also our soils, you find that they are losing the fertility because people are throwing caveras everywhere, plastic bottles, and that one destroys our soil fertility. Therefore, it has been a good gesture by MK project to come to visit Namayingo district and launch the idea of us as community members.
The launch is an eye-opener to the entire community of Namayingo. That Bulungi Bwansi, we must not wait for people to come from outside to come and help us. It begins with you, from your household.
When you have a healthy population, you spend less on medication. So that is why he's urging people that we need to stay in a healthy environment.
The ceremony was spearheaded by the National MK Army Chairperson, Michael Mawanda, and the MK Movement National Vice Chairperson for Western Uganda, Balambarugahara.
And also we had a couple of other opposition leaders, both from FDC and NUP, who have officially joined us today, and they are willing to work with us. MK Movement is all about everyone. It's all about Uganda.
I support NRM wholeheartedly, but I also support Muhozi. We would like to see a smooth transition from NRM to MK Movement, so that we don't create any vacuum. Should the NRM say we are retiring, we should have somebody stand by to be able to take over and preserve the achievements of the NRM.
The local communities, through their leaders, acknowledges the effort and journey being captained.
We are launching a movement, and this is a movement, whoever will stand in its way, it will sweep him. It is a movement of the next president. All the signs are clear that MK is the next president. So we don't want Namayingo and the people of Busoga to remain behind.
Different football and netball matches from Busoga sub-region wrapped up the day's activities. The movement team is on a 2-day tour in this sub-region, with their next stopover expected to be Lango sub-region this coming Monday. Robert Nyango, UBC News, Namayingo.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has encouraged graduates, especially in vocational institutions, always to emphasize the development and a high sense of patriotism and positive attitude towards work, and also to be innovative by using the skills achieved. This was contained in the speech read for her by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, at the second graduation ceremony of Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba, in Chiriandongo district.
Graduates in various higher institutions of learning, especially for vocational, have been encouraged always to emphasize development in high sense of patriotism and positive attitude towards work, and to be innovative by using the skills achieved. The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, however, says government policies and programs are geared towards realizing the country's Vision 2040, whose objectives to transform the economy to middle status. This was in a speech read for her by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, at the second graduation ceremony of Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba, in Chiriandongo district.
I congratulate the graduates upon conclusion of this very important journey, and I wish all of you success as you embark on a new chapter in your lives.
Over 786 graduates were awarded certificates and diplomas in petroleum engineering, upstream petroleum, electrical maintenance, among other courses. Minister Dr. Muyengo said the discovery of commercial oil and gas deposits in the Albertine region is a turning point to the country's economic development to uplift people's lives.
The discovery of commercial oil and gas in our country is a turning point for our economy, as the government intends to use this revenue to kickstart major infrastructure development projects that will uplift our people and transform their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, this puts UPIC in a strategic position of providing the much needed skills for the petroleum sector.
The minister pledged the ministry's commitment to continue supporting the institute and commended World Bank for partnering with government to develop the institute. The State Minister for Bunyoro Affairs, Jennifer Namiangu, cautioned the graduates against deadly HIV/AIDS, among other non-communicable diseases, but to use the skills achieved as a building block to the country.
There are many other sicknesses out there, many of which are preventable, but we have forgotten about them. People nowadays think AIDS doesn't kill, and they end up in the trap. You can imagine somebody who has qualified here, excited all of us, and then a few years later, we are burying you. I want to put you on alert that these diseases are there, even the non-communicable diseases.
The colorful ceremony started with planting trees and was attended by a cross-section of political leaders, Bunyoro Kingdom cultural leaders, among others. Sandra Kahonde, Salongo Kasibante, UBC News.
Furthermore, the World Bank-supported Ntungamo Municipality Urban Road Network construction is reportedly behind schedule in a scenario that has angered the funders. A World Bank team leader who is leading the review mission, Stephen Ajalu, says that the exercise in Western Uganda includes reviewing infrastructure implementation progress in the cities and municipalities and districts hosting refugees under the program.
Ntungamo municipality is under the spotlight of the delayed progress of road construction works under funding from World Bank. The task team led by the World Bank Commission, Stephen Ajalu, says the value of the investment can easily be eroded due to the slow pace of municipal road construction.
We note painfully though that Ntungamo municipality has not been performing well in the annual performance assessments. It could be something that you need to reflect on and identify the areas where you've not been able to perform well. The assessment tool is shared before the program starts. So there are areas I think you need to look at why are we not performing well compared with others.
Multiplex Construction Company Limited, that won a contract to tarmac 2 roads within the local government, has managed just 20% of the constructed work, worth 11.3 billion shillings.
Read that he has indicated to us that he's going to improve within these 100 days remaining, and you'll be able to hand over the project by the end of June this year. Because we are even worried if the project comes to an end and Ntungamo municipality has not finished, it's a road deal for us. We may lose the money and we may not have enough money, local revenue, to complete the project.
The World Bank mission under the ED program was also reviewing the impact of the swept resources on the implementation of activities, identifying what activities have stalled and what actions are planned to get implementation moving.
At the time, the contractors or the contractor thought that they had done work this big, and it turned out to be half, in some instances even less than half of what actually the contractors they approved work. So that also is not a very good sign. It means that the contractor is thinking differently on the consultant. I must of course thank the consultant because it looks like the consultant is nicely aware.
The World Bank is funding the Uganda Support Municipal Infrastructure Development additional financing program at an estimated budget $360 million. The initiative aims at improving roads and other amenities in the new cities, municipalities, and selected refugee hosting districts. Joseph Oko and Wamundu Vincent, UBC.
Let's now take a short commercial break. When we return, we'll be back with the second segment of the UBC News Tonight. Stay tuned.
Jerry Con! Jerry Con! Hey, Master Blaster! Touch him, man! Buy Jerry Con with muscle! Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava! Best good I teach you. When I go to the Muscari, because of the camera is very far. Is you serious? It's serious, you. What? Eh? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs, and you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru, and Umaru refused to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, wait. Jerry card.
Okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako, n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me, and as a teenage girl, I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
This is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. Now, in a bid to support the education sector in Uganda, ATC, in partnership with Stanbic Bank, has donated computers and books to Nakanyonyi Girls Secondary School in Bugembe, Jinja District. This gesture is to commemorate the Girls in ICT Day, which seeks to uphold and recognize the role that women and girls play in the technology and ICT space across the world. An estimated 30% of students in Uganda that start school usually drop out. Unfortunately, most of these are girls due to gender-based bias. The donation from ATC is aimed at concretizing the study of science subjects in various schools around Uganda, with the hope to inspire future engineers that can potentially serve in the same sector the company operates in.
We have a gap
when it comes to having women that take on jobs in engineering, that take on jobs in the medical field, that take on jobs that come out of a career that is driven by STEM subjects. Our responsibility is to work with girls that are this age and encourage them to keep on the journey of taking on a career that focuses on STEM subjects.
The education sector in Uganda is currently shifting to a more research-based and practical one, and support to various schools is deemed as a prerequisite in seeing the success of the new curriculum. However, the lack of facilities remains a threat that could potentially affect rural areas.
Our population is young. They need to be inspired. They need to know that they can achieve anything that they want to achieve. So an interaction like this, where we have ATC, Stanbic Bank coming to inspire the girls, is a step in the right direction.
The head teacher of Nakanyonyi Girls Secondary School expressed her gratitude for the donation and explained how it would positively impact the school's academic performance.
Our girls were squeezed, even the teacher teaching them. It was kind of a problem, sharing one computer, I don't know how many people, but at least we have got a relief in that. And so their learning is going to be very easy. When it comes to the books, yes, we are going to utilize the books. At least they have given us book 3, book 4 in the new curriculum, which we've not been having. So now our scheming, our lesson planning is going to be very marvelous.
It is important that all children, regardless of their background, have access to quality education. Companies and organizations have been challenged to take a cue from ATC and Stanbic Uganda and support schools in rural areas to ensure that they are not left behind in the new curriculum. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News, in Jinja.
Yes, I came back and I'm now here. Now, mentoring and empowerment programs for young women has organized sports galas for girls from 3 different schools to build their potential through sports. MEMPRO Program Officer Lillian Nalwoga asked parents to encourage and support their children in different kinds of sports for talent promotion. Let's have a look.
The learners participated in different sports activities such as netball, volleyball, football, among others. The program's officer, mentoring and empowerment program for young women, Lillian Naroga, says there are plans to get more girls involved in sports and are looking at different schools for talent identification and promotion.
Some of the limitations that stop a girl child from evolving in sports is, first of all, their confidence is very low, and that comes from the way they are socialized. For example, the girls are told you're not supposed to shout, you're supposed to behave like this. So for them, they think they should be very humble, they should not shout, they should not spread their legs, so they are limited they are limited by certain things right from their homes. And when they want to participate, there are so many powers that are discouraging them from participating.
Naroga says girls are vibrant, full of power and have a great potential when given chance. She promised MEMPRO's commitment in supporting the girl child.
We have started a program of engaging the sports federations to understand the issues that are coming out of the girls and to be keen on what happens if a girl or a woman participates in sports. We have engaged the teachers, we have engaged community members, we have engaged parents in dialogues, all talking about the same. But most importantly, we have built the girls' confidence to be able to report, to be able to speak out.
The Public Relations Officer, MEMPRO Uganda, Zara Nakame, says there is also need to engage more girls for proper representation of the country.
So to the girls that we encourage you, girls out there, do not limit your potential. Participate in football, participate in volleyball, in basketball, in all the sports things. You can do it. So this is the message that MEMPRO has for all girls, that just as you participate in school and in leadership, there's also a vast, potential in sports. And so we encourage girls to participate in sports for what it can do for the brain development and active participation in class, but also for the potential of really just earning a professional fee from sports.
Schools that participated include Ruzira Secondary School, Bishop Cyprian Chihangire Ruzira, and St. Kizito Secondary School, Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Nurses and midwives have been cautioned to exercise a high level of professionalism and vigilance while executing their tasks in their line of duty. Officiating as a chief guest at the second graduation ceremony of Mbale School of Nursing and Midwifery in Mbale City, Rosette Kazaire, the head of mobilization at the office of the national chairman NRM party, who represented the presidential advisor on political affairs, Hadija Namayalo, said that nurses and midwives play a vital role in saving lives, which calls for medics to be mindful of the critical role that they hold.
It was joy and relations at Mbale School of Nursing and Midwifery as the institution graduated over 1,000 students in different disciplines. In her message to graduates, Rosette Kazaire, who represented the presidential advisor on political affairs, Hadija Namayalo, asserted that handling people's lives calls for a sober, professional and technical mind in a person who is in the line of treating a human being. She therefore called upon graduates to exercise a high degree of concentration while executing their duties.
For the future midwives and nurses in this place, you may be dealing with the consequences of how a baby was born. One move kills it all. You just need to be yourself. Come back to normal. Be a human.
The Mbale District Assistant Health Officer Chisolo Stella Abigail cautioned graduates on integrity if they are to realize success in their medical career.
Integrity in the profession of nursing and midwifery is very key. Don't do things because there are people who are seeing you. And when they are not there, you do otherwise.
The board of directors and governors of the institution decried hiked funds levied against them by the health facilities where they post their students for practice.
The fee that is levied upon the institutions to use the practical area is much. Tell our beloved president that Mbale School of Nursing needs his support.
The former chairman, National Organization of Trade Unions, expressed the need for government's intervention on rampant unemployment among the educated youth of Uganda.
Many young people are now jobless. I'm asking him, let him direct Minister of Health to deploy the nurses and also the interns.
Amidst excitement and joy, some graduates explained their feeling and their future prospects.
The public, get ready, we are coming to serve you, provide our quality services.
Story by Yiga Muhammad for UBC News.
12-year-old Abril Niwagaba survived 6 different operations, having been born with Down syndrome, a health complication that limits the intellectual ability and development of an individual. Now, although the number of children born with Down syndrome in Uganda is not well recorded, it is estimated that about 45,000 people are living with this condition. Adiana Kuti reports.
I want Mommy. Yes, I recognize you. You changed my life. And I want to tell you and assure you, I love you. I'll stand for you. I'll defend you as long as God gives me life.
Born 12 years ago, Abril Niwagaba was diagnosed with Down syndrome, a health condition that limits the intellectual ability and cognitive development of an individual. Referred to by his family as a star, Niwagaba has survived 6 different operations.
He was born with Down syndrome and a serious heart defect. Abril, for the first 1.5 years, he laid in a hospital bed, struggling for his life. It has been a journey of significance. We have seen Abril survive on oxygen for 1.5 years. And he has gone through 6 operations. He has had a heart operation. He has had a hearing loss operation. He has had adenoids and tassel operation. He has had a tough beginning. Today we celebrate him. Being a mother of a 12-year-old boy right now, I find it a blessing.
The challenges Nwagaba's mother, Rosemary Namboze, went through to bring up her son acted as an inspiration for her to start Angel Center for Children with Special Needs. Located in Wakiso district of Hoima Road, the center offers early learning for children with special needs, including those with cerebral palsy and autism.
And this is one of the class that we have for early learning. Children in this class have already achieved a level of concentration and focus, and they are able to match. So as Angel Center, we want to see that we promote literacy among children with special needs, and then they'll be able to do something in their lives as they grow up.
Some they can do maybe move wide like crawling, and then some can try like to sit, because we have some okay where they are not sitting, but right now they can at least try and sit.
At 12 years, Nwagaba is pursuing his music career at the International School of Uganda.
He loves music, he loves drumming, and he has gained skills in that. Yeah, his biggest challenge is concentration, doing the same thing for a long time. But however, he has the hands-on skills to do something.
Angel Center for Children with Special Needs has created hope to such less privileged children by offering individual tailored teaching.
The type of education we use, where it focuses on an individualized child and supports the improvement and the learning of that child. The next thing we do, we provide therapies. And this is kind of an integrated approach, because we have an occupational therapist, we have the speech therapist, we have the physiotherapist. We all come together as a multidisciplinary team to work as a team to support this child. If it is an issue with language, speech and language, then the different activities are promoted to support this child to learn. But the most important thing right now also when we are working with these children is the behavioral therapist, because these children present the biggest challenge is behavior. And
Namboze was recently recognized in South Africa by Lottery International for her outstanding contribution towards supporting and creating hope for children with disability.
It comes at a time when Uganda is gaining visibility, giving visibility to disability in my country. And for sure, in terms of also respecting these children, giving them the opportunity to be in school and allowing them to engage in communities at all levels. So I'm grateful, because as a caregiver, this gives me hope that my role as a mother has been recognized, and to give me the energy to move forward.
Since 2012, Angel Center for Children with Special Needs has supported over 150 children and over 200 vulnerable families of children with intellectual disability. Adiana Kuti, UBC.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom Voice Bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Welcome back, and it's now time for business. The Secretary General Uganda Joint Christian Council and the head of economic affairs at the Orthodox Church, Right Reverend Constant Mbonabanji, has urged Ugandans to advocate for the revival of the 2016 agriculture and trade sector and farmers cooperative banks. He was speaking at a meeting with Lieutenant Moses Magufuli Mugisha at the Namungona Cathedral about the plan to revive agricultural banks.
Lieutenant Moses Magufuli Mugisha Babyomera has visited the Orthodox Church in Namungona and asked priests to be at the forefront in the plan to revive the agricultural bank as they pastor to Christians.
We petitioned the Parliament of Uganda to establish or to have a law that enable an establishment of agriculture and cooperative bank. A bank that understands a farmer, a bank that understands the cooperator. Currently, when you look at our economy is shrinking because the production is low.
The Secretary General Uganda Joint Christian Council and head of finance at the Orthodox Church, Right Reverend Constantine Mbonabinji, urged the Ugandans to support the initiative.
And talking about the cooperative bank which understands a farmer, oko ulete ekirowoozo ekyo era twagala na parliament tukubira mu mulanga parliament ekirowoozo ekyo ereke kukisula ettale ekikole ki erabe ndi mu butuufu ekiteeka mu nkola.
Mbonabingi said the revival of the Agriculture Bank will benefit farmers, traders and the church.
Abakabona ba Orthodox abamu kubo bafumbo era abamu kubo abangi bakola ki ebyobulimi naye kati singa tufuna banka eyo etegera omulimi tibajja okukulakulana bokka naye bajja okukulakulanya n'ekyaki.
Ivan Juko, Wycliffe Mudach for UBC.
The State Minister for Northern Uganda, Grace Freedom Kuichwin, has advised farmers to insist on bulk production in viable products that target the money economy. This was at the launch of an aggregation center enabled under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda in Terego district.
Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, DINU, is one of several government projects that aimed at resuscitating Northern Uganda that suffered adversely from the effects of the war. It's implemented in 41 districts in the 5 sub-regions of Acholi, Karamoja, Lango, Teso and West Nile, and has run for 6 years since 2017 and will end this year. DINU program is supported by a European Union donation and supervised by Office of the Prime Minister. It encompasses 3 components including infrastructure, good governance and food security, nutrition and better livelihoods.
This program is supposed to contribute to eradication of poverty and nutrition, and also to set a strong foundation of sustainable and inclusive socio-economic development in Northern Uganda. And then that gives us also contributing to stability of Northern Uganda.
In Terego district, the project looked at the food security, nutrition and better livelihoods component and has delivered an aggregation center that is complete with a milling machine house for value addition.
I think this is a very good opportunity for the farmers to have been supported by having a stores and by having a mill. What I have understood here is that the farming activity is mainly sunflower, so they are going to be milling cooking oil out of the sunflower, and that is the mill. I would love the farmers to own this project, and this is a very expensive project, but this is also a project which can support them for a long life. The aim is really to get more production so that we can process and add value.
This aggregation center in Biliefe sub-county, valued at about 113 million Uganda shillings and can hold 100 metric tons, was established by the Lutheran World Federation-led consortium under DINU to benefit oilseed farmers.
We were storing at the first, we were storing in our various homes. Now, as per the center being here, the whole of Biliefe farmers dealing in oilseeds shall gather there whatever produce we shall store in the store. Now after storage, we shall look for a market in which we shall sit as a team to decide on our price, not that a buyer will come from nowhere and decide for us. That's the major importance of our aggregation center.
Initially we came in, there was a little bit of resistance because I think at some point the investors or programs would come and lure farmers into growing, for example, chili. And the time of harvest, there's no one, they are nowhere to buy the harvest.
In Arua City, Development Initiative for Northern Uganda supports the Apiare venture at Honey Pride Arua.
This project here is benefiting members of this community in terms of providing a market. And of course it has social, economic and environmental impact. We protect the trees and we put a product, and we are providing livelihood to farmers through this enterprise. So honey value chain is an important element of the economy.
Honey Pride of West Nile is also good because they are mobilizing bee farmers across the region and they have a potential to grow. I was happy to note that they were able to already export 18 tons to Germany. They can export more.
Each component under DINU is implemented by a consortium that includes United Nations Children Fund, Mukwano Industries, Uganda National Roads Authority, National Agriculture Organization, and SEHUD. John Barnes, Centum, UBC News.
Equity Bank Uganda has enrolled 102 young adults into leadership and mentorship development program towards financial management. And these are basically senior 6 vacationists, and according to Equity Bank Managing Director Anthony Chituka, these will benefit 3 months paid for training sessions while inspiring different communities towards modern financial management.
The Equity Bank Leadership Program is intended to create a network of young professionals to support their transition into the world of work. The enrolled 102 are senior 6 leavers and will undergo training of modern financial skills management to inspire respective communities.
It is right now, many of them are just transitioning from a very structured, regimented life of high school into some sort of freedom as they move into university. This is the time where you mold them. They've just been in the care of their parents or their schools, teachers for the last 6 years. Now they're transforming into lead yourself, manage yourself.
The investment in these young adults will expose them to multiple life skills of personal branding, presentation, saving, leadership, and on how to navigate into the corporate world.
Impact on their lives. Have they become better people? Are they mentoring? Are they creating chapters around them in their universities? People want to be like them. Are they professional? Are they disciplined? When they come to work, are they organized? Are they opening accounts? Are they showing up on time? Are they?
With emerging dynamism in the banking sector, Equity Bank intends to leverage on these younger professionals to accelerate digital banking.
In terms of what they do in terms of digitizing our customers, these young people are ones who understand technology more than as old people. The number of accounts they have helped to open and digitize. When we have problems, when people in the villages have a problem with a system or with using their phones, these young people go out and teach them because they are digital natives. They understand technology. So again, number of transactions open, number of transactions done, accounts open, huge success.
I've learned a lot of things with Equity. They have taught us a lot of stuff, not only in business, even in our real life. Like they've mentored us, gave us the mental health. All the programs were so nice.
This is a big organization, so we are networking with big people. We are networking with people who are already there, and they are ready to mentor us.
The paid-for internship runs between 3 to 6 months. The model seeks to develop scholars in 4 program areas of personal and professional development, global exposure, creativity and innovation, plus community engagement. Abdul Nasir Lubwama and Komagum Rogers for UBC.
This is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
And now in the world of sports, the Pursuit Swimming League has witnessed match day 11 at the British School Kampala pool. It was a day of wonders with some swimmers posting decent times. John Barnes sent more with a report.
The Pursuit Swimming League knows its winner, but Team Talons remains unstoppable. The team yet again showed guile during a tight contested match day 11 at British School Kampala in Muyenga to maintain top spot. On a day, swimmers contested almost all swim strokes. Team Flames was the best, and moved to 37 points, which is just one below the league leaders, Talons.
25.
Team Jets and Colts are level on 33 points and joined third, while Astros is bottom of the 5-team log with 24 points.
We started out well. We started out guys making PBs. Not everyone made, but a big percentage of us made. So PBs gave us a good starting point and points. And then my 53, I feel good because we're working on a lot this week during training. So I try to remember what coach told us, and I would say I didn't do what I normally swim. I listened to what coach said and implemented that in my stroke. So I would say that helped me move faster. So I made a PB. Those 100 points I got to help Astros, yeah, they really helped us in the beginning.
I think we can finish number 1. The problem is we are not enough swimmers, but even though we still try to push and beat other teams.
This league that 2 years ago became the first to award cash for excellence continues next Friday.
And more in sports, Wakiso District Schools Inspector Tom Kasule has urged school owners in the country to prioritize the development of children's talents as part of the efforts to prepare them for a brighter future. He was speaking at Eastern Junior School in Bulenga, where students showcased their talents in various sports.
The saying that joy of the young is playing, sleeping and eating has come true for the students of Esteemed Junior School in Bulenga as they have showcased their talents through various sports disciplines. Tom Kasule, who monitored schools in Wakiso District, urged institute owners to have grounds where students can develop their talents and keep their bodies healthy.
Proud of the school because when it comes to curriculum implementation, they have done it. They have presented the kind of curriculum that we want people to appreciate, whereby children get the wholesome kind of education, where they participate in co-curricular activities, they perform well, because this is one of the best performers we have in the district. And I want to encourage the parents that today, when we talk about skilling, it's not only in workshops where we go to welding or what, but even here, this kind of skill.
The director of Esteemed Junior School in Wakiso District, Estela Namwenga, explained that children need such skills to better their future.
Sports gala tujikola luvannyuma lw'omwaka gumu. Tukola sports zanjawulo tukiplaningira abaana ne baparticipatinga mu games ez'enjawulo era bw'olaba wano tubaddewo n'emisinde, tubaddewo ne football, swimming, weri buli kimu ne parade ndozogirabye badde kakati abaana baffe bagenda mu luwummulo. Tubadde tusaba abazadde nga bwe tubawadde abaana nga balamu nga b'amaanyi nga bali active, tubasaba abaana tumubateeka waka ne mutabayigiriza mirimu bakole emirimu gy'ewaka ate nabo n'obudde mubatwaleko bakole outdoor activities, bagende baswiminge, bagende bazanye omupiira, bagende bakole emirimu emirala, temubaleka bokka mubawe obudde nabo bakumireko weeks zino ssatu mubalabire mubakomyewo nga balamu.
An Assistant Commissioner of Police Nawaka Claire encouraged parents and teachers to engage their children in sports.
I'm thanking them for skilling our students, our pupils. We thank you very much. It is very important for us to skill our children, to involve them in activities like sports, activities like baking, all those activities that will enable them be active, be able to even employ themselves. And if they're able to do that, that means that we won't be having delinquencies, we won't be having children going out to streets. Why? Because they are in a position to stand on their own.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight, this 29th day of April 2023. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold Mugalu Muhammad. On sign language, have yourselves a lovely Saturday night.